Hey folks, this is Vinzer. Welcome back to the Book of Flinn. Well, Kenobi Part III rather blew our doors off, so Reigna and I are going to talk all about that in a minute. But I must just quickly say how awesome my D&D group is. We had a day session on Sunday, and safe to say we had a great time. There were a record number of critical fumbles, but only one near-death experience. Anyway, they got me what I am calling the world's okayest DM / birthday present, in the form of a very friggin' cool Iron Man bust of one of the models I built in cosplay. So what a cool addition to my office, and what lovely friends. Thanks, guys. Once again, my yearly decree of no presents has been ignored. What the hell? Now I got a cool Iron Man statue. Okay, as promised, let's go meet Reigna and freak out over Kenobi this week. I was sitting here trying to think of episode names, and what I've come up with so far is The Nostalgia Strikes Back or The Revenge of the Nostalgia. But I'm not sure about those. I gotta think up a good one, because this was a special episode, I think, for us old timers.
Yeah, that was a long time coming. A long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away.
I was born in 76. Star Wars came out in 77, so I've been waiting since then for this Vader Kenobi content. So I rewatched it again tonight to kind of go over the details. So I got all my notes here. Yeah, because we always watch the first time now just to freak out, and then the analysis.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it this time. The second time
it holds up. Like, I thought I was gonna have to skip through a bunch of it, but I skipped almost none of it. It was all still just as engaging the second time, if not more so. The episode starts off with Kenobi still trying to contact Qui-Gon Jinn, but he's not having success yet, and he's the internal monologue, or I don't know if he whispered it or not, he said he's coming, like this terrible monster's coming. So they start off right away with very scary Darth Vader suit up scene, which we've never really seen like that to that detail. It was like a horror movie almost.
Yeah, I had Iron Vader as or Darth Man as the two, and then I had they lowered his hair helmet. It's a nod to How I Met Your Mother.
I know it's Hayden Christensen in the makeup, but it's just he's so buried under it. You can't tell. I know it is, and it's cool, but he's so fucking burnt up and shit. It's really crazy.
The only thing I needed for this to be Darth Vader was James Earl Jones.
Yeah, we got it, and oh my god, it was everything.
Oh,
it's just so classic.
Everything I needed. It was so good.
And they finally showed, it's been canon for a while now, but I don't think we've seen it on big screen. I don't remember if it was I don't think it was in Revenge of the Sith, but Vader's Mustafar Castle. Like, I've seen it so many times in that Vader Immortal VR game, but it was cool to finally see it on screen and him actually, kind of sitting in his throne and all that. Oh, whoa, no, wait, we saw it in Rogue One, because our director Krennic went there, I think. And Vader choked him out.
I do not remember that movie. I need to watch that again. I enjoyed that movie, but I don't remember most of it.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I don't care what anyone says. I loved it.
Yeah, I think I've seen it twice too.
But anyway, if we see it again anyway.
I have a very excited scribble. there. It ends with, yeah, it must have been just my excitement about James Earl Jones' voice.
Oh, must have been.
Must have been.
I didn't do my research on this one, but I saw on Reddit that there was Hayden Christensen had like a Vader movement coach, someone who would like instruct him on how to move in the armor. What I guess like how David Prowse did, how.
So it is actually Hayden Christensen in the suit.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, who knows? It could be a stuntman sometimes, but I would put my money on that they're letting them do it. Because they said in Revenge of the Sith, he said to George Lucas, he's like, you gotta let me wear the Vader suit. And they let him, and they put lifts in the shoes. And when he came out all suited up, George Lucas says, yeah, you look like Darth Vader.
I didn't realize he had already been in the suit before.
Yeah, for the scene where he wakes up on the table kind of thing and finds out where Padme does the no. Ewan McGregor said that when Vader was on set, so it must have been Hayden suited up, he said tons of people came, like, crowded the set to come see Darth Vader. Like, it was that big a deal. Like, that's one of those things that'll get everyone running. Is just such an iconic thing. Oh, Darth Vader! I mean, everyone's got to see it.
I have here that Reva is after something, and is all of this for a promotion? That would seem really like cheap, and that would cheapen her character a bit if it was literally just for a promotion. I'm not buying it.
No, I agree. I think we're being led to believe she's very ambitious, but like later in the episode when she uncovers the secret Underground Railroad thing, it just seems like she's after something else. I don't know. At first I thought maybe she wants to return to the Jedi kind of thing, but she's too fucking merciless to be a good guy, right? You know, like, I don't know. We're rooting for her, but she's not a good guy.
She's after Kenobi. Like, I know that it's not just her white whale. Like, it's not just the one that got away. Like, there is something. I'm still saying there is something personal about this.
Well, she was speaking to Vader via holo at the start of the episode, and he leans in and he's like, I know what you want. And they make kind of like transfer quickly to about her being promoted to Grand Inquisitor, but that's not what she wants.
Yeah. So we cut to the cargo ship. Are we there yet?
Yeah, of course.
I was like, this is so difficult.
That was about the only childish thing Leia said this whole episode. Otherwise, she was insightful, figuring things out. Like, she was asking Kenobi what the Force felt like. I really liked his metaphor about when you turn a light on in a dark room and you feel safe. He said that's what it feels like. I thought that was a good way to explain it.
It's weird how he still considers the Force to be safe. After all this time, after turning his back on it for so many years and ignoring it, ignoring that itch, as the Grand Inquisitor said in the first one, that he still considers it to feel safe. So he must have felt so exposed this last decade, not being able to reach out, not being able to use the Force and connect essentially with the energy in the universe. He has so cut off from that he must have felt very alone and exposed.
Old softy Kenobi that he is, he fixed Lola.
LOL0-LA59.
Yep, and we're going to be seeing that on the toy shelves. I forgot about it the second time I watched it, but Kenobi kind of has a little Anakin hallucination in the field there, as he sees the man in the robe.
Yeah, I have Anakin is reaching out, ? So is it, because it would be natural for him to just see him that way, because he would show Kenobi how Kenobi would know him, not as how he is now.
Yeah, that he doesn't see that till later.
This girl is method. I have here for Leia, for the actress. She is so good. She has all of Carrie Fisher's mannerisms down. She has them all down. It is amazing to watch.
So we flash over to this Inquisitor base, which I don't think we've ever really seen before, and it looks like fucking Azkaban out in the ocean.
So I have here kind of like a Friends-esque quote. Does Darth know that she knows who he is?
Oh, we don't know. We don't know if she knows that he knows that she knows. Is that right?
Exactly.
Right, so they're on Mapuzo, and they come up with this cover story that they're farmers from Tal, and Leia takes the initiative, as she would, and flags down a ride. She's like, well, if we're alone, we're going to need help, and flags down this mole face guy.
Frickin' Freck.
Fucking Freck. Who I looked it up, he's apparently voiced by Zach Braff. I thought he was Seth Rogen or something, but the IMDb said Zach Braff. He's the main guy from Scrubs. You'd know him if you saw him.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah, so he did fucking Freck, who we hate. We liked him. I liked him at first, but then he's like, he's fucking pro-Empire. It's like he got picked up in a mega pickup truck or some shit. Like, nah, we'll walk.
So then we get to the joke of forced stormtroopers walk onto a transport.
That looked like just like the most hapless squad of fucking low-ranking stormtroopers out working in a shitty detail. They were out digging ditches or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Leia's really, really perceptive because he gets to talk about Padme for a bit.
Oh, my heart.
And she's just like, you knew her. She picked up on it right away.
Yeah. Oh, when she asked him, "Are you my real father?" I was like, "Oh God, it kills me."
He wishes, not because of Padme, but just because he wishes that it was him rather than the alternative.
Yeah, he would spare her that. That was another heart wrencher in a series of heart wrenchers. In that same conversation, we get an interesting glimpse into Kenobi's early life. His mother's shawl, his father's hands, and we think he's got a baby brother. So like that's all new to us.
Yep.
That's really cool.
I have a note here that says, "Quick, let me put." And then I think I got sidetracked by something else because I never finished writing what the note was. Oh, the Force hood. It was like, quick, let me put up my Jedi hood. That's what it was. Because then they say, Protocol 23. I have that written down.
Yeah, which apparently is have a big fucking shootout and a guy gets cut in half by a laser fence. Like, oh my goodness. That was worse than the Cantina door in Mandalorian. Yeah, we had to see this one.
Yeah, we thought he was going to do a mind trick, but
I'm kind of waiting for that because he's so famous for it in episode 4, right? I'm kind of hoping we see that before the end of the series.
And still with the blaster. He still hasn't used it at this point in the episode.
He uses Freck as a human shield.
A mole man shield.
Someone needs to voice that over with Mohan's Mole Man from The Simpsons.
We have female stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought women would be smarter than that, but yeah.
Touché.
So, Kenobi really does have to learn to trust people again, and this kind of put that on display, is that he trusts no one.
When they got to the meeting point, there was no one there, and he's like, "I fucking knew it! I shouldn't have trusted that guy." Like, he was really upset.
That was a very important moment for them to show that, because it shows he's probably going to learn to trust somebody over the next couple episodes. Probably Leia, because if you're smart, you trust Leia.
So Leia gets grabbed, and Kenobi does the fucking riskiest shot in the history of shots and saves her with it. I was like, I know he's a Jedi, but but that was a hell of a risky blaster shot. That was like a Han Solo level shit.
Yep. Jabeen,
yeah, that is, I mentioned at the time when we watched this, like, I've definitely heard that name before, and I looked it up, and it has appeared in Star Wars lore several times in several places, but apparently this is where this Underground Railroad is taking these Force sensitives.
Yeah, so it's anyone who's Force sensitive. So this is when the notes started getting a little messy, because I was trying to keep up and still watch things. It got really fast after this. Where do the children go?
I don't know. I think we're going to find out. And you know what? It just occurred to me that because in 10 more years, Luke's like one of the only Force users around, that Vader probably finds and kills all these people before the end of the series.
He's like, anybody who gets caught never gets seen again. And it's like, where do those children go? Like the ones that are caught.
Inquisitors are dead. Guaranteed.
Quinlan
Voss. He was a background character in episode 1. He was like sitting at one of the cantinas where the pod racer guy was, and then he appeared in comics, and he was a fan favorite. So he sort of became a character that they fleshed out. So that was kind of a little name drop to another Jedi survivor that fans would know of.
The Way. There was something about, and I was like, this is the way.
Yeah, we get introduced to the character of Tala. And she helps hide them in the droid maintenance shop, and we meet the fucking epic hero that is Ned B, the silent loader droid. What a hero this guy turns out to be.
I love him.
Ned B MVP. But anyway, this Tala character, I really like her. I love the actor playing her, for one thing. She's been in Torchwood and Rome and a ton of other stuff. She's great.
Yep.
This is definitely going to be an influence on the woman Princess Leia turns into. Like I said, this is Princess Leia before Princess Leia. Like Leia says, "Can you teach me to shoot?" Like, this is where Leia's rebellion training starts, and that's what I think we're definitely seeing here, is like the beginning cells of the Alliance starting to happen. Right? Like, that mean the pilot had a helmet that looked like kind of like an X-wing or a Y-wing helmet. So we're starting to see the start of that, and that's really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I never really thought about it that way, but yeah, I guess the the Rebel Alliance or whatever, they would just start coming together, I guess, now, because it would be like 10 years,
Yeah.
I suppose, for it to really build up to what it is when we see it in episode 4.
I hope we get to see more of that, building that, because at one point Leia says, I thought the Empire is supposed to help us, and Kenobi says, well, people like your father are trying to help us, and like different versions of the canon from before Bail was instrumental in founding. You know, they actually call it the Alliance to Restore the Republic. I think it's called the Rebel Alliance. So yeah, I mean, I would love to see more stuff with Bail Organa and the starting of the Alliance. That'd be great.
I'm always down for more Jimmy Smits.
Hell yeah, we love Jimmy Smits.
Obi-Wan suddenly falling over in pain, essentially, because Vader has arrived.
He looked like he got the wind knocked out of him, huh?
Yeah, it looks like he literally just got punched to the gut. Obi-Wan manages to put up a force field, or a block. I called it a force field because it's a field that is literally made by the Force. So, and Vader is terrifying.
Yeah, this in my notes here. This is where I write. Then things get fucking crazy. And they were so good at ratcheting up the tension. Like the way they're portraying Vader, he is very scary. He's unstoppable. Like, he's not fast like Anakin anymore. But as we see, as he pursues Kenobi, he just doesn't stop. He just keeps coming and coming and coming.
Because you don't really see him in episode 4, 5, and 6. You get the impression that he's really dangerous, and he is, I mean, obviously he kills Kenobi, so it's proven there that he's kind of scary or whatnot, but you don't really get to see why everybody's so terrified of him. No mind, that's your answer.
Well, I mean, exactly. The Rogue One is the first time we really got to see him cut loose in the big screen, and that was an incredible scene. And but this was maybe less visually dramatic as that, but it hit way harder for me. Just the way he was walking up the street, and he's just fucking with innocent people. He's just showing off his power because he wants Kenobi to be afraid. And Ewan McGregor, this guy can act, man. Like Kenobi, we've seen him look haunted and impatient, but this time we saw him look fucking terrified.
Yeah, because he doesn't finally gets to see Vader for who he has become in this last decade. And he's just come face to face with this creature that he probably feels very guilty about creating. There's no doubt that he blames himself for the path that Anakin went down.
Yeah, to see how far he's fallen. He even says, "What have you become?" And Vader says, "I have become what you made me." Like, that's...
Yeah. Oh. The lightsaber, and my first thought is, has he even tested that thing in the last decade?
I know, right? They must be super reliable because it's been buried in the sand for a long time.
Yeah, like, that's seen some weather.
He only ignites the lightsaber out of terror. Like, he sees Vader and him come face to face, which was shocking for us fans. Us old school fans especially. But Kenobi's like, nope, and he fucking runs, and Vader's cat and mousing him, so he lets him go. And then he's like, you can't run. And then he ignites his saber out of panic, and he's all bathed in blue. But that's the first time he turned it on, is when he was shitting his pants. That's how scared he is.
Yeah, I have they met, and then I have it flashed over to Reva has really good instincts, or she has a horseshoe up her ass.
So, of course, a bunch of the fans are saying how, okay, this screws up the meeting in A New Hope, you know, the classic battle of Alec Guinness and Vader. But it doesn't. It does not screw it up at all. And someone wrote out pretty much the conclusion I came to, which was what Vader says in A New Hope is, when I left you, I was but the learner, now I am the master. So that he's referring to being Kenobi's student. So there's nothing in the dialogue in A New Hope that says they couldn't have met. And it hooks together kind of nicely because Kenobi senses Vader, and he looks like he got punched in the gut, and then Vader's head snaps over. He senses Kenobi, and that happened on the Death Star. He's like, he is here. I can feel him. The last time I felt it was in the presence of my old master. So it still all connects perfectly. There's no conflict. We're just getting more depth.
Yeah, it's not the conclusion that was originally drawn. Therefore, people are butthurt that they might have to admit that they were wrong.
Oh, neckbeards fear change.
Oh, they fear being wrong. Like your neck beards, they're wrong. Please learn to shave. So we were really excited about the pilot, who the pilot could have been. Like we were really just hoping against all hope that it was going to be somebody that we would recognize at some point. But
my guess on the fly there was someone like Jan Dodonna when he was younger. Him being the older guy in No New Hope that gave the Death Star briefing. I was like, somebody recognizable here. Like, no, it's just some poor guy that got fucking killed. Well, he was dead or unconscious, so we don't know that he's dead. But Reva took care of him. But Reva so far has seemed to be a thing about killing innocents, so maybe he's not dead. But she catches Leia anyway, so that's the cliffhanger they left it on.
Yeah, I have. She was really triggered by that Jedi symbol.
Yes, the look on her face.
That hit her deep. So you definitely knew that she was definitely at the temple that night.
I think so. I think she was one of those kids in that scene.
Do you think she was? Yeah, I guess that would be about the right age. If they're about 10 there, that would put her at about 20, early 20s. Yeah?
Yeah, she seems about that age, so that would totally work for me. So Kenobi starts, Vader catches up with Kenobi and he fucking force chokes the shit out of him and drags him through fire, and he's just fucking playing with him, and it's just so fucking savage.
It was extreme. It was very extreme. It definitely let you know that things were not going well for Obi-Wan whatsoever.
I mean, when they met, I was like, okay, they've met, and this is something we've never expected. But we're processing that quite quickly. But then Vader does this whole fucking dragging him with the Force through the fire shit, and we're like, oh my god, what is happening here? Like, my mind was blown.
I have a thought about now that Reva has Leia. I'm wondering if there's any chance that he's gonna know about her. He's gonna figure it out. Or have an inkling, like if we're going to get some sort of like hint to the fact that, because they're probably going to be in the same space at some point, because there's no way that Reva is going to keep Leia separated from Vader when all he wants is Kenobi.
Yeah.
He's going to plant Leia right next to him or very nearby. So I'm worried about a conversation if they have one. What could come from that?
Right. Well, the Tala and Ned B save Kenobi, and then they're like, we got to get him to Jabim. So I think, and Kenobi's all fucked up now, so I think he's going to get carted off there, and Leia will be God knows where. And then the rest of the series, we thought Leia's part in this might not last for the whole series. I think it's going to, and then now it's a rescue mission, and Kenobi's got it's help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope, with a new spin, right? So he's going to have to go and find and save Leia.
Oh man, they're going to make her say it, aren't they?
Well, she won't say Obi-Wan because she sees him as Ben so far.
Ben. But it's going to be you're my only hope or something like that. That's going to be in there.
It's funny because the fans brought that up too, how the holographic message Kenobi gets in episode 4, and it's like, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and all that. And it's like, oh, why didn't she mention the time that he saved her? And I'm like, people don't really, I mean, if you got a pressing issue at hand, you're not going to reference every fucking time you met so it makes sense to an outside viewer. It's just... sticklers in canon, man. Yeah.
He knows who she is. Like, I am pretty sure if you say Princess Leia, I'm sorry, can you give me a last name? There might be more than 2 in this galaxy.
Interesting thing, when Ned B saves Kenobi from the fire, Vader just stands there and watches, because I think he's terrified of the fire. He doesn't want to go near it. He doesn't, because look what happened to him last time, right? Like, I think he's got a fear of fire, and that was just sort of a way of showing that.
Ned B 69.
He doesn't talk much, but he's great at his job. I think we're going to see cosplayers of that, because it's like a armor suit type cosplay. I think that could totally be doable. I was looking at it, deconstructing it with my eyes. How could you build that?
I would love to be Ned. You just walk around and you're just silent all the time. You don't dance or anybody. It's like being that Studio Ghibli character, No Face or something like that doesn't want to talk or be around anybody. I mean, it's the perfect cosplay for most of the participants at HalCon.
Well, hopefully Ned B doesn't eat a bunch of people like No Face did. I hope we see Ned B again. I got a cool new droid
like
anyway.
Ned B. I like Ned B.
Talos says that he's a loader and they're not allowed to speak, and Leia's like, what if he has something to say? And again, showing, Leia's not treating droids like lower life forms, and Talos says actions speak louder than words, and Ned had, he's ready to clock those stormtroopers. He had a hammer behind his back. He's saying, like, Ned B's actions spoke everything.
Yeah, so it also showed that Tala also had respect for the droid. It's just not programmed to respond back, but Tala demonstrates that, yep, I know that Ned B is a very, very capable droid and very good at their job and very good at protection because I still respect them. So that really helped solidify that connection with Leia and Tala as well.
I don't know what else to say other than the Gen X old school fan in me is fucking shook.
Yeah, that was first episodes and 2 episodes, Kenobi shooketh. 3rd episode, we are shooketh.
Luke's at Tashi Station with Fixer and Biggs looking at Space Playboy Twi'lek of the Month.
Family Guy style cuts over of just like the juxtaposition between the two.
Yeah, they should have really cut back every episode to, and Luke, clean your room.
Yeah, Malcolm in the Middle style transition.
Now that would be a funny Star Wars show. I mean, we've seen how comedy like works and shit like Star Trek and stuff. Like, if they did something like that for Star Wars, I bet it'd be funny as shit. They did it the right way.
Yeah. I managed to write in italics for the moment that Kenobi and Vader met. I actually have "they met," and I slanted it. Like, it is much more italics than anything else on here. I also have "these are moon boots." Why do I have that written down?
That was when Vader was stalking Kenobi in the mining area, and he appeared I ambushed him, appeared out of nowhere, and you said something like, "You can't hear me, they're moon boots, bitch," or something like that. I'm picturing Vader jumping around on moon boots. You cannot escape. Boing, boing.
Oh,
what are you gonna do? Tell Vader he looks ridiculous in moon boots? He'll fucking kill you. That's it for us today. Thanks for hanging out yet again. It's back to the workshop and studio for me. October is going to get here faster than I think, and I have much to build. Till next week, be excellent to yourselves. Vinzer Flinn signing off.